sort of strap or belt for this particular sequence. You're gonna lie down on your back to start. With your knees bent and your feet about hip distance apart. Take one hand on the belly below the belly button. Take the other hand on the chest. Inhale through your nose and exhale out your nose. As you stay with this breathing pattern, inhaling and exhaling. See if you can feel your belly and your chest rising, and the belly and the chest falling. See if you can feel the breath sending back towards the mat. So it's filling just not up, it's also filling back. And as you exhale, feel everything relax and sink downward. Now from here, take your inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, feel the belly gently sink down away from your hand. Staying there for 3 more breaths, taking your inhale. And an equally long exhale. Last time, inhale. And exhale. From here, I'm going to have you turn over onto your hands and knees. Get the sense that your shoulders and wrists are in the same line, and that your upper arms aren't rotating outward like that. They're gently rotating inward. Now when you do this, you're going to feel your shoulder blades move a little bit, and you want to make sure that your chest is lifting away from the floor. From here, you're going to step one foot back and then the other, so you're in a push-up position. Keep that sense that your chest is lifting away from the floor. The breath is steady. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out your nose. Keep hugging your upper arms towards each other. Take one more breath in. And exhale, lower to your knees. Point your toes, take your knees wide. Let your hips sit back. Rest your forehead on the floor. Hands can either stay in front of you or take your hands back by your side. Feel your inhale, fill your lowest belly. And then feel the exhale, allow everything to soften down towards your heels. Taking 2 more breaths here, inhale. And exhale. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Reach your hands overhead. Come back up onto your hands and knees. Lift back up into your push-up position. Then as you exhale, lift your hips up and send them back. Your knees are going to bend significantly, so your back is nice and long. You're reaching out of your fingertips as you reach your tailbone back towards your heels. Again, knees are bent. Breathing here, and notice that this motion is coming from your hips. Your back isn't moving. So what's happened is you flexed at your hips to send your bottom up towards the sky. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, gently come down into a hands and knees position. Lift up into a tall kneeling position, which means that your knees are right under your hips. You're going to take your right foot forward. Take your hands on your hips and see if you can find your hips in the same line. So you're not hiking up one hip or the other. Typically the right hip will want to hike up, so see if you can avoid that. Press through your right foot, get really tall. Take an inhale. Feel the breath fill your hands. Exhale, press through your foot, take your hands by your sides. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, let the hands come down. 2 more just like that. Inhale, let the hands come up. Exhale, let the hands come down. Last time, inhale, let the hands come up. Feel the length all the way down the left leg. Exhale, let the hands come down. Bring your right leg back. Tall kneeling position. So if you want to, you can even take one hand right below the belly button and the other hand on the tailbone. And as you exhale, Feel the belly gently pull away from your hand, and you might even find that your tailbone neutralizes a little bit, which simply means that it might drop a little bit, or it might not, and that's totally okay. But see if as you exhale, you can feel that sensation of the belly pulling away from your hand. Now bring your left foot forward. Take your hands on your hips. So again, your hips are nice and level. Take your hands by your sides. Really press through the left foot. Pressing through the left foot will give you a little more length. Make sure that left hip's not hiking up so the hips are even. Again, you can take your hands down and look and check. Take your hands by your sides. Inhale, lift the hands up. You might even look up towards them with your eyes. Exhale, take the hands down. Inhale, take the hands up. Exhale, take the hands down. Last time. Inhale, take the hands up. Feel the length through the spine. Your shoulders are relaxed as you reach out your fingertips. Exhale, take the hands down. Take your left foot back. Come onto your hands and knees. And gently walk your feet forward so that you're in a seated position. Cross your legs. Gently. And there's a tendency here to sink into the low back. So you can prop yourself up on a blanket. You can put something right underneath you so that you're sitting up nice and tall. Now, I want you to take your hands, rest them on your knees, close your eyes for a moment, and just notice where your sitting bones are located. Your sitting bones are right at the base of your pelvis, and that's what you sit on, hence the name. See if they're even, or see if one is pulling away from the floor, or if one feels more weighted than the other. Just notice this. Now as you inhale, feel the breath travel up the spine, and you might even feel your neck, or I should say the crown of the head, reaching towards the sky a little bit. And as you exhale, feel that same sense of the belly pulling inward a little bit as you exhale. Inhale, feel everything fill. Feel the breath lift up towards the crown of the head. Exhale, feel everything sinking downward. Taking one more breath there. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and lie down on your back. Now, ground your feet. And I want you to notice, again, if your pelvis feels evenly weighted or if one side feels like it's heavier than the other. Just notice this. You can even take your hands on your hip bones and see if one hand feels like it's pulled up closer to your shoulder or if it's lifting up towards the ceiling a little bit more than the other. Or you might have both. So just notice these things. Then, what I'd like you to do is keep your left leg grounded. And as you inhale, lift your right leg up by picking up the foot. So your right hip is flexed. Your left pelvis hasn't moved at all. So you've used a little muscular energy in your abdomen to do this. You're going to take your strap, you're going to place it around the ball of the right foot, and you're going to extend the right leg towards the ceiling. Now as you do this, again, make sure that there's no movement at your pelvis. So again, this movement, right, it's the hip. Keep your leg up towards the ceiling. I'm just using this to demonstrate. Your hip is what's flexing to pull the leg up. There was no movement through my low back. Now that might mean that you're here, your knee can be bent, that's totally fine. Wherever you are, start to get the sense that you're starting to press the foot into the strap. So you can totally do this with your knee bent, or you can do it with your legs straight, whatever you prefer. And as you press your foot into the strap, see if you can start to generate a little tension in your hamstring. So you're strengthening it in this long position. And breathe here. In through your nose and out through your nose. Taking 2 more breaths there, in and out. Last time, in and out. Gently lowering that foot down. Now, to switch sides, you can take your hands back on your hips. You're going to really root the right foot. So your right foot's really helping to stabilize you. Your pelvis is going to stay nice and level, or as level as possible. You're going to lift your left leg up, but there's no movement or tipping in the pelvis, so you're doing this mindfully. And then you're going to take the strap, and you're going to place it around the ball of the left foot. Your right foot's still planted, your right knee is still pointing towards the sky. Now remember, figure out where your leg needs to be. It doesn't need to be totally straight. You can totally keep that knee a little bit bent. wherever you are, start to press your foot into the strap and start to really press your heel, kick your heel towards the wall in front of you, and just breathe. So you're seeing if you can generate a little bit of tension through that left hamstring. In through your nose, out through your nose. Taking 2 more breaths here, in and out. Last breath in. And as you exhale, gently lower the left foot to the floor. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee. Now same thing, take your hands on your pelvis. Notice if your pelvis is shifted. I want you to really stay stable through there so you're not hiking one hip or the other or rolling onto one side or the other to do this motion. Now you can take your right hand, very lightly start to press your right knee away from you without letting that left hip hike up. And breathe. So the movement is coming just from your hip. You're not moving from anything else. Taking 1 more inhale. And as you exhale, gently release that leg. Hands come on the hips so that when you pick your left leg up, the hips don't move. Left hand comes to the inside of the left knee. There's no movement through the pelvis to do this. You can even keep your right hand on your hip to keep some sort of awareness of where that's located in space. And breathe. Inhale, unravel. Exhale, set your hands to your sides. Close your eyes for a moment. Inhale, feel the belly fill. This time exhale out your mouth. Feel the belly soften. Inhale, feel the belly fill. Feel the breath move towards the mat, so it's moving back as well. And then exhale a little longer. Staying here for 3 more breaths, inhaling. Noticing the chest expand. Exhaling. Last 2 breaths, inhale. And exhale. Last breath. From here, open your eyes, gently roll over onto your right or left hand side. Use the strength of the left hand to press you up into a seated position. And go about your day. Let me know how that goes.